Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
That's Paris Hilton.
And that's Nicole Ritchie.
And it is another fabulous day here at Camp Shady Birch. Does she look new to our visual learners?
Oh my God. We have moved.
Guys, not only have we moved, but we bought a house, y'all.
I know. I feel like a lot of campers have been speculating because we've been posting videos in the home. If you're on Patreon and Cabin 5, they already know the deal.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not a part of Patreon, yes, Camp Shady Birch has moved, but the quality is only going to get better and bigger. And it's been kind of huge. This is like the biggest thing we've ever done. We bought a house.
It's the biggest thing I've purchased monetarily, the biggest thing I've purchased that wouldn't fit in my shopping cart, for sure. It's bigger than a bread box, I'll say that.
I just feel like we have to spend the start of today's episode kind of just catching everybody up because we've been working behind the scenes on all of this, and we batched episodes to make sure that we had time to live and breathe, but we're kind of finally caught up and we're ready to kind of spill our beans, pull our little shirts up and say yabo yabo yabo-rific. Here is the tea.
Sandwich is gonna have to clean up these beans, baby, because we are spilling them all over this brand new reused linoleum flooring.
So I guess where do we begin? So we've been wanting to buy a home for a long time. I didn't want to. Well, we didn't want to purchase a home in New York City because as much as I love New York, I think the reason we've always been in New York has been work related.
I didn't want to have to sell my semen on the black market again to, be able to afford that.
Yeah, it's not enough space for me. You guys know that we are suburban by nature. We need the grass, we need the trees, we need the drive-throughs. It's just who we are to our core. And we love New York and we have plans to return there part-time when things get a little busier in the fall, but your coastal counselor era has just locked in for its longest run. You guys know it. We feel different when we're home. And in my home, should we tell them what state we moved to?
Well, I think it's quite evident, but yeah.
Massachusetts.
Now, can you spell it? Because I'm still learning. I'm really bad at spelling Massachusetts. And now that I am an employee of the state, not an employee, what is it?
A resident.
Thank you so much.
You love to call it massive, huge tits.
Massive, huge tits. It's just really what's on my mind. But I am having my residency here. That's my longest running show is going to be here at the Wynn. The Venetian.
For tax purposes, we live here. We moved the business out of New York City for obvious reasons. But no, I think we just needed some roots. We needed to kind of land our little tootsies in a place that we knew would always be here. Because it's kind of chaotic to always feel okay, the rent's being increased again in New York.
Oh my God, 15% since we moved in is nutty. 15.15 the percent sign.
And I don't ever want to demystify that home ownership. I think it's not for everybody. And I think there's nothing wrong with not wanting to buy a home because guess what? Things have already broke. Mm-hmm. And guess who's paying for it?
And it's me. I'm broke.
Not that landlord. Mm-hmm. It's us this time. Oh, you need to remove 7 trees? Good luck. Good luck.
And we did. And we had to. We
We
said deforestation starts in your own backyard. Let's start here.
Well, when they're leaning over the house.
I look at things differently now. I'm we pass a house and I'm if I own that home, that is a major concern. If that falls in the neighbor's yard, guess who's going to have to pay for it? You. And these are things that I wouldn't have thought of. Jonathan, this time in 2024, unheard of. Jonathan, 2023, he didn't even know how to spell home.
Well, it's funny. We've been talking about this for a couple of years now because I think you were always cool with us moving here.
I wanted to, yeah. Ever since I came here, I saw my first sailboat, my first, what are the towers in the water called?
A buoy?
No, the towers where people sit.
Lighthouse?
Yes. I said I want to live in proximity.
We don't live near a lighthouse.
Well,
you can drive to one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think timing was everything. I think so. If you're unaware, so as of today, I just listed 8 new cities for my show for this fall.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing Montreal. Yeah, if you're in Montreal, come see me at Just for Laughs. Jonathan will be opening as well. But we have so many shows. We have like 3 in Florida. Like the rest of the year is going to be crazy. And we knew at the end of last year, we're like, hey, if we want to buy a home, like it kind of has to be spring. And it all just kind of fell into play. So we worked with a realtor and we knew what we needed. We knew that we needed extra space so that we had room for this podcast and we had room to work, but we also had like room to have a life that felt a little separate from the work. Because in New York for 3 years, it felt like every part of the house was just everything.
Mixed,
it was like there was no separation. So I think that's what's really great about this move was that we did get some more rooms and some more space. And we didn't buy $1 million mansion, like would never, could never.
Oh my God, they're mostly haunted.
Like we have like just like a nice normal house in a nice normal neighborhood. And I'm just like very proud. And it was such a stressful, like get here. If you've never bought in a home before, it's actually the grossest thing you'll ever do.
I know, when people said it and it was so annoying. It's like, shut up. But now, like, we're those people because it's like, hey, we saw the hoop and we had to jump through it. And it's muddier. It gets muddy. It gets murky. But the grass is somewhat greener on the other side. I don't know. We have to talk to someone about getting our lawn done. Yeah.
Yeah. It was so funny. We were looking at like Zillows like left and right. And then we were so picky. Like I didn't ever want to go tour a home if I knew I didn't like it from the pictures. Mm-hmm. It's like, hello, our whole life is on picture. It's all on video. If it's not photographing well, if it's not videoing well,
no, thank you.
How is it magically gonna look better when I'm there?
Wait, not the campers watching this on YouTube being like, photographing well where? Okay, look, we are in the room. Hey, she's barren. The cabin just got a paint job, okay? The step stool is here not for aesthetic purposes, but because it was too heavy, I couldn't lift it. So it will get redone, and we will document that on Patreon, and you will see a newer counselor cabin soon.
The refresh.
Yeah.
The update. It's been 3 years. It needed it.
But we had to get a home that we actually like. So we got sent one morning, and kind of timing was everything. So we came and we toured it really quickly. And they say, don't buy the first house you tour. And Zach and I said, we simply can't hear you.
Yeah, so we bought the first house that we saw. Which I know what you're thinking. What? But you're not here.
You're not here. And it's not the first house that we're looking at. We've been
looked at for
shopping
months
around.
Online. I wasn't going to go tour something unless I was already in love with it by the photo.
Yeah, and then we came and we really fell in love.
And I brought my dad and he was like, this is broken. This needs to be replaced. And I was like, Dad, you're being so negative. Stop it. Look at the vision. He's like, literally the septic is rotted and you're going to have to replace that in 20 minutes after you move. And I was like, but the lighting.
No, but the lighting. And also, I don't want the other people's poo in my backyard. I want my septic tank to be mine and mine only.
Yeah, that thing's going to have to be ripped.
It's going to have to be ripped up. And gonna be honest, I've never had a septic tank. I don't really know what it is.
Don't use a flushable wipe. Don't use a flushable wipe ever.
No, we can't put crazy things down there anymore.
And I'm always flushing crazy things. Pipe cleaners, cat toys.
Googly eyes.
Bermuda bronze, tanning solutions.
Bermuda shorts.
Bermuda shorts. Okay, if you're not flushing your Bermuda shorts, you're only getting half the story.
Do they still make those? Bermuda shorts.
Okay, 90s polos, not 90s, 2000s polos are so back right now and everyone looks so hot wearing them. I'm ready for a hot girl to wear Bermuda shorts. It can't be me. One thing about me, I'm not a trendsetter.
Maybe I will wear Bermuda shorts on tour when we're doing the tour. Because here's the thing.
I'm going to ask politely to not see that.
Well, close your eyes, baby, because it's not for you, it's for the people.
If you step out on stage with some leather flip-flops and Bermuda shorts with a lovely blouse, the crowd will go mild. And then they'll go wild.
And then they'll go wild when I turn around and they see that my shirt's untucked and not flattering.
And the Bermuda shorts are assless chaps.
Oh my God, a party in the front and the back. I can't wait.
The Florida police come, they're like, you're getting arrested right now.
Literally because the restrictions are very strict and they don't really love it.
They don't love us.
I don't really care.
But you love us, camper. So thank you for buying tickets to those Florida shows. Yes. I'm excited for that. And I'm excited for this like new journey. The first like week or so here was very stressful because it's like you have to learn when you move anywhere, even apartments, like anything. Like there's a whole new workflow. It's a whole new workaround. Half of the house is still in boxes, but it's ours and no one can take it from us unless the bank.
Don't do that, Mr. Big Bank. Monopoly man.
We're paying the mortgage.
No, it's so true. Like I don't really know where anything is in my boxes. Like I can't, campers, if you're watching, I'm wearing like real shoes and I usually wear Crocs. I haven't a clue where they are. I know they're in a box because I packed them, probably in a box labeled shoes, but I have no idea where that is.
It's so funny. The minute we got the call, we weren't together at the time. I was on a work thing and you were home. So we did like a 3-way call with our realtor. And they were like, hey, you got the house. And Jonathan's like, woo! And I wasn't with you. And I feel like I really needed to be with you because after I got off the phone call, I cried because I thought I made the worst decision of my life. And like nothing feels like regret more than that moment. Because I was like, is this the wrong house? Should we have seen more houses? Like, did I make the worst decision of my life? Like, I was so nervous if this was going to be good for us. And I got over it.
Now I know it was
just
definitely
stressful.
It definitely was hard because it's like so exciting, but it's a huge purchase. And
and the housing market's terrible. And guess what? We overpaid.
And so many people we overpaid. And so many people were telling us we were making like the wrong decision. And we really just had each other and a realtor who's great to be like, no, this is like, you're doing something for yourself, but nobody can tell you that you're making the right decision. And I think the first time buying a house, you've never done it before. So it's like, wait, is this stupid? Are we both just gaslighting each other into thinking this is great? And hey, so far, so good.
Yeah, we're doing good. I think that's all kind of mellowed out.
Yeah.
And I think the worst part about this whole process was packing, honestly. I would rather swallow a water bottle full of acid than to ever pack another box again. I am so awful at it. I pack 2 boxes. I start screaming. I start thrashing. I'm kicking over like shoe racks. I'm just going, ah! I have no hair on the back of my head right now. I ripped it all out.
This episode is sponsored in part by Boll and Branch. You know, that moment right before bed, you turn out the lights, you sink into your sheets, and suddenly remember every task you forgot to do that day. Yeah, I'm an overthinker. That's not new. But I found it so much easier to drift off because we made the switch to Boll and Branch sheets. These sheets are buttery soft. They are made from the finest 100% organic cotton, and somehow they get softer every single time you wash them. The second I climb into bed, I can feel the quality. It's like my body is like, oh, yes, it's time to calm that mind and go to sleep. And I'm going to be honest really quick. Zach, hey, he's a hot sleeper. He is, which means in turn, I'm a hot sleeper. Can be like sleeping next to a space heater, but I do love him. But thanks to Boll and Branch, even on summer nights when it feels like the sun has never gone down, I can sleep so comfortably. And here's the best part. Boll and Branch offers a 30-night risk-free guarantee. You can sleep in them, wash them, and if for some reason you're not getting your best night's sleep, you can send them back for a full refund. Feel the difference an extraordinary night's sleep can make with Boll and Branch. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com/camp. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/CAMP to save 15%. Exclusions apply. See site for details. This episode is brought to you in part by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you can save time on the research and enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I hear Zach downstairs. I hear the shipping tape go like twice. And then I'm like, I haven't heard the shipping tape downstairs for quite some time. I go downstairs. He's just like on his back, like upside down, scrolling on tumblr.org, like talking to Kira. Literally, I caught him so many times. And I'm not mad. You're doing it at your own pace. But I'm like, we gotta get going on this. And I started off really strong too. I was like, I'm gonna alphabetize my books. I'm gonna literally like organize everything and like these nice little things. Because everything, we have so much shit and so much of it's tucked away. And I was like, we don't have that much.
We had so much.
We had so much.
We have so much stuff. And like even bubble wrapping a pie dish throw it out. I don't even fucking want this thing anymore.
No, I'm like, if
I
it
hate
breaks
pie.
on its way, to our new home, that is the universe saying, get a new pie dish, babe.
Like, how many things did we bubble wrap? How many things? Oh, this box is too heavy. Gotta stop, even though it's not even full yet. Can't put too much in this one.
I'll put a pillow in with the cutlery.
And you have to acknowledge your privilege here. You did have Adderall.
Yeah.
And I think that really helps.
It did. Now I'm out. And
Yeah.
my doctor here, that's a whole nother story we won't get into.
Insuring yourself in a new state is a qualifying event if you move.
It's horrible. I'm auditioning for new therapists.
Yeah, you should get a new therapist. What would you want for your ideal therapist? Physical description only.
on a screen who will give me my prescription.
See, I need my therapist to be a gay man. I do.
I don't mind.
See, like, I was just talking to one of my friends, and like one of my friends is in therapy, and she was like, I need a woman who is a mother. And I said, I get it. Like, you just like need your therapist to be on your play.
And luckily, BetterHelp can handle that.
Yeah, you can. There's a lot
Like,
of filters
deadass.
you can scroll, and that's really good. And
Mine have all been straight.
and that's
men.
and I'm telling you, that could help.
Well, I've had psychologists who are women.
Power to the women. Women in STEM, some would even say.
Women in stimulating thoughts.
I think your Adderall really helped you become a superstar packer. I couldn't get it together. Like, it was the worst like time of my life. Guys, picture this. 10 p.m. the day before the movers come. We're not even finished.
Mm-mm.
I didn't want, okay, and this is when you know it's bad. This is like the OGs, the real ones know me. I didn't watch TV for 3 days on our final days because I couldn't, because I didn't have the time because I had to pack. And then when we moved, we didn't have Wi-Fi for another 4 days. A week without television. A week without television. When we moved here, I had to drive to a Dunkin', sit in the parking lot, close to the building, find the open free public Wi-Fi at Dunkin', go to Netflix.com. Actually, I went to HBO and I downloaded Time Traveler's Wife. Starring Amy Adams, because I was so stressed not watching TV, and I needed to like watch something I already knew. You ever feel like that? You need to like just watch something that you already know.
You've seen that movie? I thought that was new.
No, I had seen that movie, and then when I was watching, I was like, I remember this being better. It actually did not hold up. I was like, the guy's an asshole. He keeps like time traveling, and like he like will leave her for extended amounts of time, and then he comes back, and she's like, oh my god, it's been like 10 years. I know. And Amy Adams, and then she also was in this other time traveler movie called In Time, and you can't be in two different time traveler movies.
Lest we forget, she was in Gravitational Pull. Gravitas? What was that called? The one with Mars and Anne Hathaway.
She was in that one?
Yeah, she played the daughter.
No, you're...
Yes.
Oh, at the end of the movie?
Yeah, and throughout. Timothy Chalamet's sister.
Amy Adams was not in that movie.
Yes,
I love
she
ya.
was. What is that called?
I don't... If
Gravity.
I knew it, I would have said it.
Oh my god, what is
Interstellar.
It? Interstellar, thank you.
I don't believe
Amy
she's
Adams
in
was
that.
in Interstellar. Okay,
you
well,
look that up while I keep yapping.
Maybe it was Bryce Hall.
You don't bring up Bryce Dallas Howard on a Sunday. She's at church. Let her go.
Hey, it was Jessica Chastain.
Thank you. It was Jessica Chastain. She wasn't in that movie, and I knew
Murph.
it. Who's Merv?
That's her name. Murph. It's short for Minerva.
Why aren't we naming women Murph?
Well, she was named after the law.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Is that
obviously.
really?
Yeah, Murphy's Law.
That's so
Time
interesting.
cannot be traveled nor destroyed. But we're destroying time right now. We're wasting it all. We're wasting it all away in your ears, and we're so happy that you're here wasting it with us.
You know what sucked about packing?
What sucks about packing?
The tape. Should we talk about the tape for a minute? Should we just get the CEO of Scotch packing tape and say, how dare you market a product that doesn't work when you're, and like, am I wrong for thinking that Scotch was a legacy brand?
Because everyone says, give me the Scotch tape. Because it's like, there's tape. And then it's like, well, what kind? It's Scotch tape. And it's like, oh, well, of course, let me get you the Scotch tape. But nobody wants to talk about how weak they are when it comes to shipping. I'm disgusted.
You weak bitch.
We in New York, we had the slightest amount of moisture in the air, and we would come down and all the boxes on the bottom that we were like double zipping, and we were doing the most to try to get this tape to stick, to do its one job, and they were just all falling apart. And I'm like, great. The movers are going to come in. They're going to grab a box. It's going to open from the bottom, and everybody's going to see my double-sided dildo collection.
It's okay. I think we need to like really reach out to our resources, aka our campers. And campers, drop in the comments what brands of packing tape are you using when you move, because Scotch, I will never support you again unless it's
No.
Christmas.
Okay. They can do like wrapping tape,
They
but
can
not
do
shipping.
wrapping tape well, and I like the plaid.
Yeah, I like the plaid too, honestly.
Should we have gone 3M?
3M is what I thought that I had bought, because 3M, you have your command hooks. How do they do it? How do they do it without ripping
They
off
know
the
adhesive.
finish?
They know adhesive.
They know
well.
adhesive. But then you get into duct tape territory, and it's like the Duck brand. It's like, okay, well,
Oh, I
Scotch
love
can't
her.
do that.
That's cute.
3M, can they do it? I don't think so.
But you can't use all your packing boxes with duct tape. It's too rich.
Babe, then you want to talk about painter's tape? It's got to be that little green frog. It's like everybody has, like, there
There's
isn't
special
one
tape.
tape company that can do it all, which honestly is okay, because then they would be monopolizing the adhesive market.
I don't care if they're monopolizing adhesive.
They just got to make it like simpler, because I don't want to have to scratch my head and be like, who's best at shipping tape? Because that was, I think shipping tape is the most important when it comes to tape. Oh my God, we didn't even talk about Gorilla. Maybe that's what we needed, was the Gorilla tape. I don't have $40 for 20 feet of sticky adhesive.
Yeah, it's just, you got to just kind of like learn as you go. And I think we went through that so that we could help the campers decide what tape brand they want to stick with. There's going to be a lot of conversation this summer about just a lot of moving stuff and house stuff. We're in our 30s. This is kind of the life now. And I think a lot of you are on a similar journey.
Yeah, you guys, we're sunsetting. We are over the hill.
Are we?
I'm
I'm living longer than you, I think.
Oh, probably.
I think I have the willpower.
Yeah, I've lost it long ago.
I can picture you at 65 being like, I'm done now. And I'm like, you literally are fine.
Hey, that's me. That's me currently at 32 when I have a glass of champagne the night before. I'm like, not only am I never drinking again, but I'm never waking up again. This is it for me. I'm tired. My bones are returning to dust. I can feel them disintegrating.
Meanwhile, I'm the Six Flags man.
Yeah, you're like, Also, hey, you know what? This episode feels all over the place, and I will take full accountability for that. But I do want to say that I did spread misinformation that not all Six Flags are closing. I did say that with my chest.
No one believed you. No one believed you.
No, people were concerned. There were riots.
People online, if you search Jonathan Carson, it goes Jonathan Carson - take it with a grain of salt. Because people know
or
you.
It's a football player who he got the real SEO.
Is he hot?
I don't remember.
So he wasn't
There are some
hot.
criminals with my name as well.
Well,
but a lot of people can't spell my name. Let's make up a song. JONATHAN.
Yeah, and there's no H in the John.
No, but there is an H.
JONATHAN.
Yeah, there's a TH in the than.
Jonathan, because he's so than.
It's crazy because everyone can spell Nathan, NATHAN.
Don't bring Nate into this right now, please.
Add a JO to the beginning.
Your misfortune has nothing to do with Nathan. I apologize to the Nathans across the United States. Please.
No, I need an apology from everybody who spelled my name incorrectly.
Nathan, I stand with you and I separate myself from this hateful rhetoric.
Speaking of hateful rhetoric, fuck you, Scotch Tape.
Attention campers, summer is right around the corner and I think it's time to start feeling tropical. Let Tropical Smoothie take you straight to tropic time with their fresh from the blender smoothies and beachside bites. Campers, I have been a fan of Tropical Smoothie Cafe for well over a decade, and nothing hits quite as good as a detox island green smoothie and a Caribbean jerk chicken wrap for lunch. It's light, refreshing, and makes me feel oh so luxe. Transport your day right to the tropics with Tropical Smoothie Cafe's wide variety of smoothies, wraps, tropic bowls, and flatbreads. It's time to get out of your lunchtime rut. Whether you're chained to that office desk or dealing with those little rascals you call children, treat yourself to something you will definitely love. Who said a quick lunch can't feel like a tropical vacation? I'm trying to make every day a tropical getaway. Only at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And with the Tropical Smoothie Cafe app, you can order ahead, start earning rewards, and turn an on-the-go lunch into all-inclusive Caribbean resort vibes, baby. Visit tropicalsmoothiecafe.com to find a cafe near you. Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements. Welcome back to morning announcements, campers. Ooh, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new cabin, and I'm feeling newsy.
Boom,
Dun-dun-dun,
boom,
dun-dun-dun.
boom. Did you ever listen to the Bass Nectar remix of that song?
No, because you always search everything bass boosted. You're obsessed with bass.
Listen.
That's why you can't hear.
If I find a song I like, I'm going straight to YouTube.com and I said
What's
bass
that nun
version.
song you like? That's
Dominique,
Oh my god, that should be your entrance song to the Montreal show.
by the Flying Nun. Oh my god,
Babe,
I should come out in my cape.
Is that French? Or is that Italian?
No, it's Dominique. Anybody
I know it
see
has
American
French.
Horror Story season 2? Hello.
You love the bass
I'll do the
nectar version of
bass,
that one.
bass boosted, shaking my ass.
Wait, shake your ass on stage to that song. That's so funny. It's so
the way God intended.
I love it.
Okay.
Well, this is the part of the show where we share news articles with you that you might have missed that we want you to spread like wildfire. This is the news station. Jonathan, what news do you have for the campers this week?
Well, as one of the only credible news stations available in the United States of America, pause for applause, we're bringing you the hard-hitting news. And my hard-hitting news is not recent. It's coming from 1969. But you're going to appreciate this. Okay. It is a tidbit of information that I found that I said, how can I share this with the masses? Yeah. So I'm going to teach it right here. Okay, so guys, we're going back. TimeTraveler'sWife.com.
All the way back.
It is August 1969.
Hot. It's literally hot. It's August.
Judith Love Cohen, she's 36 years old, and she is working at Space Technology Laboratories. Now that's a woman in STEM, if I've ever heard of one.
I think she is the woman in STEM.
Okay, so she is in her office, and she's solving this major issue that her company was having when she goes into labor. Yeah.
Oh my God, so she's like pregnant and working on the job all the way up to the due date.
Yes.
Oh my God. And we love women's stories.
And this issue that she's working on is a major one. Okay. So she literally grabs her papers and her little, you know how they would just put everything in their little briefcases, right?
Briefcase, of course.
So she grabs her briefcase and she heads to the hospital. She's like, well, I'm going to go pop out this baby and then I will get straight back to work. And while she's in labor for hours, she's working away to solve this issue. Like I said, the issue was big because she was working on the abort guidance system for the lunar module. Okay, so the AGS. And it was essentially a lifeboat in case anything happens in space. If anything goes awry, it's like a little lifeboat.
Eject.
Correct. She figures out how to solve this problem. Like the strong mama bear she was, she pops the baby out. And her abort guidance system was then used to save the astronauts in Apollo 13.
How long after the baby was born? Congrats, mama. Was that needed?
Within months.
Wow. Okay.
So she gives
I thought you were
birth.
Gonna say like the next.
No. That's not where you're gonna be gagged. You ready for this?
Okay, that wasn't the crux.
She gives birth. She calls her boss, and she's like, "Hey, boss guy. Mm-hmm. So I solved the issue while in labor, and also I did in fact welcome a healthy, beautiful baby boy. We've named Jack Black." Babe, this story is true. This story is true. Jack Black's mother solved the issue of how to save the Apollo 13 people before the Apollo 13 mission while giving birth to him. He's welling up. If you guys, he's literally crying.
Jack Black means so much to me. And if I could have the fraction of his career, that's like my goal. I just think he's such a lovely, beautiful, generous, like just a good person, like a Robin Williams-ass good person. And of course, his mother was so strong and so smart.
His mother.
It always, you get it all from your mom.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
I'm
literally
crying.
so happy to hear that because that just like proves how much I love Jack Black. Oh my God, what's her name?
I said it. Judith Love Cohen.
So why is did he make a fake name? You really tricked me there.
No, I think
she didn't change her name.
No, I think I don't know, babe. I don't know the answer to that. It's on the internet.
Is this real?
No, I swear to God, it's real. Because she passed later. Well, the articles I was reading made it seem like Apollo 13 was like falling from the sky and Jack Black popped out the same moment when she was like at a computer desk. And I'm like, that's not how it happened.
Okay.
It happened before the Apollo 13 situation.
I never knew this. This is really,
but she was the
journalism.
one who was, yeah. And then she was at like, when they were like rescued and all those award ceremonies and stuff, she was there. It's Jack Black's mother, yeah. And at her funeral, because she unfortunately did pass, Jack Black's brother told this story, and that's how it started like making headlines.
His lore continues to inspire me. You know what? She was tenacious.
That would have been more impactful if her name was Donna.
Thank you for sharing that. That was such a treat.
You're very welcome.
Oh my God, that'll stay with me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so what have you got for us?
My article is coming from the Associated Press by Hilary Fox. That just sounds like a journalist. The article title is White Shirts, Black Ties, Bald Caps. Pitbull's fan party like clones worldwide.
I thought you were going to say Six Flags Man.
Okay, kind of. Yeah, he's kind of like the Six Flags Man.
Your
like
iPad's upside down.
A different universe. Is it? Well, now it's not.
Wow.
I love tech. So, Londoners have reported thousands of sightings of Pitbull this week. With that bald head, goatee, and suit, he's pretty hard to miss. I love Pitbull. Who doesn't? On closer inspection, though, it's become clear that Mr. Worldwide is not actually everywhere all at once. In his stead, those are clones swarming London on their way to the O2 Arena to see him on stage. That goatee drawn on, that bare head, bald caps in lieu of a dramatic shave. So more than 2 decades into his career, he's been around forever, the Miami superstar whose hits from Hotel Room Service to Timber and Give Me Everything to El Taxi have become permanent playlist staples of weddings, bat mitzvahs, and yes, the club is stoking a growing fan frenzy in the UK and beyond. He started noticing the odd lookalikes or two at a concert back in 2021, emerging from the pandemic era lockdown. So before that, like no one was really dressing up as Pitbull at the concerts, and he kind of see like a couple.
Yeah.
And then it got bigger.
You know, he's me not working hard. Yeah, right. Picture that with a Kodak. Matter of fact, take a picture of me with a Kodak. Took my life from negative to positive. I just want you to know that. And tonight, let's enjoy life. Pitbull, Neo. Tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly that is a lyric.
I was a little nervous.
I could see that your voice was kind of getting nervous if you could really pull it, but you pulled it.
I had the power of Dale.
So maybe out of 20,000 people coming to a show, or like 30,000 people, you'll see like 1,000 people. I thought it used to be like just like he's like that's a lot of people still, just like Dale, you know. But that was before he hit the UK. So this is for our London campers. Like America, we were doing it. Like we were like being goofy silly, but like in the UK, they're freaks.
Oh my God, so, uncut.
He said we jumped the pond and we ended up in London. It was just something else. It was definitely a whole new movement. Like it took it to a whole new level, he told the Associated Press. So the phenomenon is something that has rapidly grown from a minority to the majority, or from a negative to a positive, as Pitbull is known to say. Unlike the celebrity lookalike contests that reward uncanny resemblance to like Timothy Chalamet, Glenn Powell, it's less about the ability to grow like the right facial hair it's more about the vibe, they're saying. Like, after all, the vast majority of those dressed up at Monday's concerts were women.
Yes.
And the author said, pit bells, one could say. These wannabe clones were spotted on the undergrounds to North Greenwich, where they proceeded to dance outside the arena to like Pitbull says. They were going nuts. Like the girls were going crazy. Like, you know, things are like kind of a bit and then it just becomes like so fun.
Yeah.
Like it kind of feels like everyone was doing it for the bit. And then they were like, wait, people were like meeting each other. Like it was just swarms of girls who had like don't know each other.
Mr. Worldwide.
All dressed up as Pitbull, like with ball caps on and beards. And they're like going nuts. It's like so fun. And then, so they asked one girl, like, what she thought about, like, one woman, what she thought about this. And she's like, women are just more brave. Like, we're willing to do it. And then Pitbull said, to have more women in the crowd, it just goes to show you that they are feeling what the most powerful woman in my life has taught me on stage, referencing his mother, which is gentlemen that know how to have a good time, sometimes a little naughty, sometimes a little nice, but more than anything, a good person that will do the right thing to the best of my ability. So when additional June shows for his Party After Dark tour went on sale, ticket buyers got the memo. Dress up or stand out as one of the few who didn't. Indeed, the floor of the arena on Monday looked like a sea of baked beans, courtesy of the ball caps, while the stands looked like a destination of unlikely school trips with rows after rows of white shirts and black ties askew. Fans should know that Pitbull wholeheartedly appreciates their efforts and makes sure to watch the crowd arriving for the show. He too is a fan of them. He said, to have people out here feeling that good dressed up as me, man, unbelievable.
I love that. He's like, obviously everyone's a huge fan of him, but he's like, now wait a minute. I'm a big fan of you guys. And he's not saying it in like, it can come up as a narcissistic way. It's because you guys love me, but it's like, no, you're showing support and like, I love to see it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely just like really like, I don't know, touched by the whole thing. And people are just like being fun and silly. And we were just talking about this when we went to Beyonce. I don't remember when or if it's just new to me to realize, but I think like the outfit that you wear to a concert has never been more important now. I feel like back on the day, I just used to go in like a cute outfit, but now it feels like it needs to be like on theme.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'll be wearing my Bermuda shorts to the next concert. I am. Is he in wedlock? Is he married?
What? I've never heard anyone refer to marriage as wedlock. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah. Is it not?
I don't know if he is. I kind of hope he's not.
I know, me
He's
too.
like the ultimate Miami Bachelor.
Him. He's so handsome. He has really great skin too. He's aging like the hair's gone. So like next is the skin, but the skin's looking great.
Yeah. We love him so much. We love you, Pitbull. Bell. Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part of the show where we bitch a little and we tell something to take a hike. So I would like to bitch about house flippers cutting corners. Yes, our house was flipped. And what are you going to do about it? So the basement, I'm assuming like maybe it wasn't finished. I have no idea. But definitely designed and built by a straight man. And I know that because we met him. Kind man, but he definitely rushed a couple of processes. And I think the longer we live here, the more they're going to stand out. And the more that we open and close doors that don't quite fit the frame, we're just constantly going to be reminded. And I find myself kind of on the daily growing a deeper hatred towards this man who's just making super minor inconveniences very frequent in my life. The doors that don't close, the one in the bathroom, the paint has just peeled completely off because he used exterior house paint directly on the the trim, the outline of the door.
The trim.
Yeah.
Frame.
He used the frame. I've been framed. And it's just really falling apart. Literally every time I take a shower, there is paint that drops onto the floor, into the hallway. And that is definitely a hazard concern. And I'm not here for it. Certain things like installing hardware in a particular color or tarnish rather that doesn't match anything else that you could find on the dark web, on the light web at Lowe's.com. Quite literally anywhere we can't find things that match staples in a room. And that would really just require us to completely up and replace said items. He's like, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a nice kitchen sink, but good luck if you want to use the drain. We don't have a garbage disposal, but that's something we can handle on our own. We don't really need a garbage disposal.
I've never had one and they scare me. What if your hand goes down there?
That has happened.
I know.
Final Destination.
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be like some sort of like warlock in the tube.
No, we also have... Oh my God, that is so Flintstones core. That the Flintstones movie, that's what they had. They were like, oh my God, the garbage disposal, and you open it and he was sick. So they were like, we have to call a plumber to okay.
Oh, he was sick?
Because it was a little ghoul who was eating their stuff.
Well, that's actually really cute and clever.
Yeah, wait, fuck. I was going to say something else. What else was there that I wanted to mention here? Just certain bits and bops around the house that just are kind of, pissing me off. And I think a lot of house flippers, they want to get things done. They want to get things done cheaply because obviously they want to make a profit. Now, there are a lot of things that I can appreciate, like a new water heater, knock on wood, things like that homeowners and hetero homeowners alike are really looking for in a new house. But I think just the cutting of corners is
frustrating.
Frustrating.
Sure. Yeah.
It's definitely frustrating. Why don't we have a deadbolt on some doors? I don't know. Some doors don't open. I'm afraid to open some doors. You know, light switches that go to things. Who knows where they're going? Because I'm flipping that light switch, and nothing's happening.
I know. We're like learning her. We're learning this home.
Oh my God, Zach.
What is your story? How can I learn you? That's what I say to her every night before I go to bed.
And why don't you share with the campers a little light bit of information that you learned yesterday about the house?
Oh, the fan in the bathroom. It's a light. It's also one of those one of those doohickeys.
A speaker?
One of those speakers. I was like, it looked like a speaker to me, and I was like, let me open my Bluetooth, and it was like JL speaker, and I was like, is this the? It just said JL fan. I was like, is this the fan? I hit it, and I played Addison Rae. Addison Rae, Fame is a Gun, came out of my speakers, and I said, put the water on hot. I'm gonna be there for a minute. Isn't that cool?
I just don't know how the fan works because I thought the holes in it were to ventilate.
I think it's both.
You can't ventilate through a speaker.
I'm telling you, when the steam's in the shower and you look up, it's being sucked. I can see it.
Well, another thing
grabbed.
that cut corners with were the really cheap smoke detectors, because the smoke detectors went off yesterday when I got out of the shower because I like it hot.
Scary.
Some like it hot. I like it scolding. And the alarms started going off. They were like, fire, fire, fire. I was like, no, babe. I'm just
fire,
like,
fire, fire.
Shawty fire burning on the dance floor. And it was really just me. It was like my hot body walking down the hallway. But that was definitely something that we're going to need to replace. Also hidden cameras places. And not in like a pervy way. I'm like, oh, literally didn't know there was a camera installed in this room. But there was. That's kind of spooky, isn't it? I should really look around. They also didn't tell us.
I don't think there's hidden cameras.
In the garage?
That just had a camera in the garage.
Hidden?
Yeah, but we have access to it.
For now.
Jonathan is like, he loves to be a conspiracy person. And like, for people who are like that, I get it, but I also think it's so draining.
No, it's draining, babe.
You're going to spend your whole day looking for cameras that don't exist?
You know what else is draining? Our shower drain, because we took out the awful one that the guy put in. It wasn't going down the drain. And we thought that was a plumbing issue, but it was really just the house flipper, and I was flipping out.
I bought an auger.
Augers? It's more like...
lifestyle. We're on season 3 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, so you will hear more.
I love those women.
Why am I getting so much backlash?
I love candy. I am a candy corn.
You're a candy coated
night.
Oh my God, we're in the golden years and we have to appreciate it while we're there.
I know. Okay. So
the house will come together. We'll put our own spins on it. It's livable. We're grateful. We're happy. We're just bitching.
What do you want to bitch about?
Oh my God. What am I bitching about? When we were in Brooklyn, our landlord, when I told him that we were leaving, he was like, oh, that's great. Well, not he, it's a she, but I don't know if we ever told you this, but like, and I think we did. In the middle, like we got a property manager in the middle of it. So like we had to start directing all of our information or like all of our questions to him. And he was like, that's great. He was like, but the landlord's asking if we can do showings of your house while you still live here so that we can get people in immediately. And I didn't want to say no. I felt like I had the ability to say no, but I felt bad saying no because when I saw the apartment 3 years ago when we moved, those people were living in there still. And they were like actively home when I went to look at it. So I was like, okay, like, don't be difficult. Like, you want your deposit back. Let's just play the safe game. And they had to show the house like twice. And the entire time, I just like hate the idea of people coming into your home with all your stuffs there and you don't know them. And like the purpose of them being there is for them to open doors.
They have to peek around. They have to.
That's of course exactly. They have to know what a cabinet depth looks like or what's in that closet because they're gonna live there. But it's like, ew, bitch, I don't know you. Get out. Like, get out.
Sell my home for now.
I still live here. And I just thought that whole thing was so crazy. So, and then we had Buffy. So we had to put Buffy in the car with us. And one of the times it was like a 2-hour window and we can't go. Where are we going to go with Buffy? We can't go to Wendy's with Buffy. So
she's like, guess you can't get me 4 Ps.
We're just in the car in Brooklyn and I moved the car to a spot kind of like down the street where I could see the entrance, and we saw the Ring doorbells. So I kept like opening the camera when people would walk in. I'm like, who are you? Are you gonna get the house? The house that we made memories, the house that's been on like hundreds of videos and hundreds of episodes of a podcast right here. You're going to live here. Do you know the history? Do you know the stories in this home that we created? Are you going to live up to that? I don't think you are. I can tell because those shoes aren't cutting it.
And that posture, atrocious.
I just thought that whole process was super invasive. And I think when you're selling a home, like that's also happening. And also like people who are renting, like you probably have experienced that too. And I think that whole process, there's no way around it. And it was just, I didn't like it.
No, but
icky.
Something else is really different about in New York and in the city. It's really like dog eat dog. And it's just like, it gets nuts. Like when people want something, especially if it's priced appropriately, it's kind of like everybody's in attack mode. So it's just like,
you have
in
to
the
be.
masses.
When I got our apartment, when I like put the money down on it, I gave him 4 months down.
Yeah, that was our competitive edge.
I said, oh, you want 4 months? Oh, you want to have a good summer? Oh, okay, you want to have a good summer. You want a down payment on a vacation to our landlord? And actually, guys, we did get our deposit back, which is shocking because if you know me, you know that when I hang a picture frame, minimum 6 holes behind a frame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do it.
That's what, TaskRabbit.
TaskRabbit's great for that. Well, TaskRabbit, we love TaskRabbit. They did the mounting of the TV, but like you can't have them do the picture frames. That's me. But I did get a little bit of putty. And I was smoothing out the edges, but we got our deposit back. Our landlord, like sometimes we had issues with her. We've talked about it on the show. I am confident that she didn't feel that way about us. I think she loved us because she wrote us the most lovely goodbye letter.
Very shocking.
Wishing us the most
Very
luck,
nice.
full deposit back. And I think she was just so busy that every time that we viewed her as like non-responsive, she just was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy. Like, but she never felt any way towards us. So the beef was truly after 3 years of being there, wholeheartedly one-sided. So I think that's funny.
Yeah.
Speak up for yourself because we never did. And that's why we had such resentment for a woman who thought we were great.
Yeah, for a landlord in New York to like write a handwritten note wishing us well is kind of crazy. And give us a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, a bottle of Clico.
While we're moving out.
It was so funny too. I'll never forget, like maybe 4 months after living there, I got a text from her and she was like, so I was scrolling TikTok and I thought I recognized my kitchen and it was you. Because I told her at the time when I got the apartment, like, and I say I because I was like the one communicating with her, like when we got the apartment.
Right.
But I was mostly the one that was in communication with her at that point. And she like knew that I did videos, but I don't think she really ever looked it up.
Right. She was probably
I think
like,
she just saw a check that I could provide and she was like, that's good enough for me, money talks. But I think she really was like caught off guard. So in the note, she was like, thank you for making my house famous. But then she said, I hope you guys never forget about us when you make it big, which I know you will.
She said, I know you will forget about us.
No, I hope like you won't forget about us.
Which I know you will make it.
Like
that was
when you make it big
nice.
because I know you will.
That's very nice.
I thought was so sweet.
That's so sweet. And yeah, well, we loved that place. It was really like our first home living together. We did long distance for so long. So it really just like planted that seed. We've been all through this whole emotional journey with Patreon. We gave like a full tour, the nooks and the crannies that we've never showed, stories we've never told.
The address.
Yeah.
Should we say the address?
No.
Why?
We'll just leave it on Patreon.
Okay, you're such a bitch.
No, I'm not trying to make it a selling point. I'm just like feel more comfortable. I don't know. No. But yeah, it was that kitchen was iconic. There were so many things I would change about it if I could. That one blotch of paint on the wall by the stairs that I tried to crop out of every video of yours that I was filming, that always peeked its little nasty head because someone went in there and did a nasty paint job while we were there. And she's the same woman who stole my package and then got fired for it. Yeah, she was in our house painting with the wrong paint. She had like, it was like an eggshell finish that we had on our wall, and she had a shiny finish.
A high gloss.
She had a high gloss that she was doing patchwork on a wall that didn't really need it. And that was really all I saw in a lot of the videos we made. And I never wanted to point it out because I didn't want people to like see the same thing. But like, dear God, that bothered me so bad. And it looked dirty.
Because when she left that job, we like asked about it and she was like, oh, the paint's drying. And then it just never changed.
It's just color. Quote unquote never dried. It was just a high gloss.
It wasn't a color match. She basically was like, I'm going to color match, not with a paint chip, but I'm going to just like go off of memory when I get to Home Depot.
And she did. And she had a bad memory. So there's that.
There's that.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top
giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week. First crush in a new place. La la la, all the love it's gonna be in this room.
All the love in this space. You could have rhymed.
I'm not a rapper. I'm a songwriter.
A songstress. Leanne Rhymes. Who's that?
What's your crush of the week?
So my crush of the week is winning over new neighbors. And also, I will say, you are really big on this too. So we have new neighbors, obviously. We're the new meat on the block.
The new kids in town.
Listen, I know the neighbors, like, when they saw that roadway moving van pull up into our driveway, they said, now who are these kids? I've never seen such a bright colored truck pull into a driveway and drop off so many things that are oddly shaped and wrapped. Thank God that they did. I was doing some work, which we will talk about in the next episode, but I'm doing some work in the garage and it's raining and I'm using a power sander. So I'm thinking that I'm being like a little too loud because I also have my headphones in and I am unaware of the decibel that I'm announcing to the neighborhood. To me, I'm like, okay, but it's still daytime. A car pulls into our driveway and I'm like, oh God. And Zach's not home. Zach's back in New York at this point. And I'm just like here by myself. A car pulls into the driveway. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And it's this sweet woman who is welcoming me to the neighborhood. It's pouring rain and I'm standing out there like chit-chatting it up with her. And I'm like, oh my God, just wanting to win over the neighbors. And we've the kind kid who lives next door who offered to cut our grass. We're like, all right, we'll pay you. Here's a summer job.
I was sweeping the driveway. So crazy, you guys. Sweeping the driveway. And he pulls up in his car and he's like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. He's like, I live down the street. He's like, I have a landscaping business. He's like, I actually graduate high school tomorrow. And I was like, oh my God, great. Do you have a card? Kid has a card. I'm like, prepared, business owner. And I was like, great. I was like, can you cut it tomorrow? Not thinking that that's what he just said. It was his graduation day. And he's like, yeah. And then when I like told you about it after, I was like, oh, he's not going to come tomorrow. He's graduating high school tomorrow. Would you believe that kid graduated high school on a Saturday morning, and that night he came in and cut the grass.
He came and he cut the grass.
I gave him $100. I said, congrats.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Get some beer.
Also, he wasn't cutting our entire lawn. He was just doing like a patch that was in the front. So it wasn't $100 for everything. It was like really we gave him a good bonus for what he was asking.
Well, I thought it was nice. And then he just came back the other day and he didn't tell us he was coming. But we don't have a lawnmower, so I was like, just do it. But I was like, you know what? Everything takes such initiative in our lives. We have to like plan and coordinate and do everything. The fact that this kid drives by, goes, that grass needs to be cut again. And he just does it.
So great. And
the neighbors are great. I wonder if they know who we are.
What a crazy thing to say. I don't think so. I hope not.
Jonathan, we go to the restaurants on the street and people know who we are.
I know. No, I don't think so. I'm going to say no. I hope not. I don't know. But the neighbor next door, so there was a truck pulling down and I was in another thing we'll talk about next week. I was driving down the street and didn't realize that he had his window open to like say hi. And I didn't realize it was the next door neighbor. I thought it was a truck that was letting me pass him. So I'm going past and then Zach was like, well, his window was down. He wanted to talk. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I saw in my rear view, it was the next door neighbor who pulled in.
Yeah, he was waiting in front of his driveway for us to drive by so that you'd slow down and say like, hey, I'm the neighbor.
And I just drove right past him with like a pissed off face because I was pissed off in the moment. But I didn't realize that was the situation, and I replayed it in my head, and I wish I could take it back.
But you're working in the driveway a lot. You're doing your stuff in the garage.
Yeah, I'm like trying to lure him out of his house. So
I think it'll work. I think he's gonna come over the one, and then we have another neighbor, and they're a little to themselves, and it's like you don't want to go knock on their door. So what do we do?
Maybe a fruit basket?
No one wants that.
The way that the one neighbor came and literally,
and
she just rolled up right into our driveway.
She took initiative.
I loved that. Honestly, that feels invasive. And I feel like I wouldn't do that to someone, but I appreciate that she did because like she just like we knocked it out of the park. Now when I see her, I'm like, hey, insert her name here. Like, what's good? How are you? Like neighbors already, you know?
Yeah, we got to figure it out. The summer cannot go by and we have to meet everybody because it's just like
no, things are different on Wisteria Lane now that we're here for sure.
Even if people like, I just think it's not neighborly to not say hi, and I don't want to be the standoffish people. I just think because when they like you, they protect you. They look at your house. What if we're gone? What if we're on tour? Someone's in the driveway. They'll know and they'll look out for us. It's good. You want to like be friends with your neighbors. So we're on a journey. We'll let you know, and we'll give you updates. We never became friends with people in Brooklyn with the cool parties across the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is our time of redemption and our time to redo it. And honestly, it is a little bit more permanent this time, considering the fact that we purchased said homestead. All right, so that's my camp crush. All my neighbors, if any of the neighbors are watching, hi, I love you. Please be kind. We're really nice. If you have parties, like invite us over when we get things settled. We don't really have furniture right now, but like we'll totally host some parties. If you guys want to come over, I make a really good
rump roast.
I make a really mean tortilla chip. So we'll have that on the docket in the foreseeable future. What are you crushing on? What are you stomping like grapes and just crushing under those nasty toes?
The best part about moving was getting rid of stuff.
So much stuff.
Marie Kondo'd my life, even though we brought so much shit I don't want.
Oh my God, your mom told me that Marie Kondo, she was telling me about this book by Marie Kondo. I was like, yeah, she has a Netflix show. Your mom, like, you would have thought I would have just told her that Jack Black's mom solved the Apollo 13 crisis while in labor, because she was like, what do you mean she has a show?
She's became a fan of her literature and she didn't even know she had a show.
Yeah,
my mom was under a rock sometimes.
It's okay.
She was like, I was like talking about my mom when we were moving, like talking to her about stuff, and she's like, does it bring you joy? I'm like, don't give me Marie Kondo quotes right now on the phone. I'm talking to you about mortgages, like whatever. But yeah, we did 2 giant carloads of donations. Didn't go to the dump. I went to Savers. It's so easy to drop off at Savers. I love Savers. They will take anything. You bring them clothes. You bring them coat hangers. You bring them a cat carrier. You bring them a fake plant. They're like, that's fine. You know what I mean? It is amazing to just really go into a space. There's a bag. We've talked about this before. There's a bag of clothing in your trunk. Go drop it off. Go spend 2 hours or an hour. I'm asking for an hour, God forbid, of your time during the week or on the weekend. Go through something, a drawer, put everything in a little box and go drop it off. Get rid of it. It's not bringing you joy. So kind of like Marie Kondo is kind of like bipartisan crush of the week here, because like I just am obsessed with the fact that I got rid of stuff that like I brought from Mass to like New York that I didn't even look at for 3 years. Get it out.
I think too that was a really good telling point for us, because I think for me, I heard somewhere at some point that I don't think it was Marie Kondo, but I've always had it ingrained in me that it's like 2 years. If you go to your closet and you haven't taken something off the hanger and it actually is just a shirt, like if it isn't from something important or hold value to you, and it's been 2 years since you've taken it off the hanger, it's time to donate it. So I've always had that in my head. So for 3 years, was it 3 years? 3 years. So we've been there for 3 years. So it was really easy for me to be like, I brought this from Philly. Have I touched it? Or there was things that still were not in a box particularly, but like we're still packed the way that they were delivered. And I was like, okay, well, this is still like how it is and it doesn't bring me any joy. So like, let me find a new home for it, you know?
Just bring someone else some joy.
And then when we went to drop off the clothes, there was literally like a homeless man who was asking for the bags of clothes out at the exit of our car. And we were like, yeah, here's this. This is winter clothes. These are sweaters. These are t-shirts. Like, what do you want? What do you want for the summer? What do you want for the winter? Anything. So willing to just take it.
Yeah, amazing. Get rid of your stuff, campers. Clean out that cabin.
Ethically. Thank you.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Welcome back to Camp Songs. Ooh, I've been singing all episode. I've been humming a little ditty. I've been bringing you vocals.
Whoa, whoa.
But now it's time to honor someone else's vocals.
It's me.
Who's not you? Who has been creating music this week that's been stuck in our head all week?
Yay.
And who can we give a gold star of approval for?
Who
Jonathan,
can we give the golden buzzer to? We aren't giving away golden buzzers. That's at the end of the year. The new Nana Awards. Yeah, they'll be coming up.
Too many, but that takes away its importance.
You're so right. We can't give a golden shower every episode. Absolutely not. So my camp song that I'm adding to the playlist that you can listen to for free, linked in the show notes, is "American Teenager" by Ethel Cain. Sing it with me.
Say what you want and say it like you mean it with your fist for words. A long cold war with your kids at the front. Just give her one more day and you're done. And
oh my God, such an incredible song by such an incredible artist. Now, I love Ethel Cain. When we took that flight of terror,
Florida?
To Florida. That was all I was listening to. I was listening to Ethel Cain
And I was getting the girl next to me snacks.
Entire trip, literally on repeat. But there was some reason, I don't remember what. Oh, because we had episodes coming up that it just didn't make sense and I didn't feel like talking about it then. But I'm constantly still listening to Ethel Cain. The Ethel Cain lore, guys, you think Camp Shady Birch has lore? Ethel Cain has lore. First off, Ethel Cain is a stage name. The artist is Hayden Anadonia, and she goes by Ethel Cain when performing. And each of the albums, I believe she's actually writing a novel that is like the Ethel Cain lore, but she kind of takes place in like the mid to early 90s. And she lives in this small town. Her dad's a preacher, and each album tells a different piece of her story. And then she like goes missing, and she has really bad taste in men except for one. And I won't give away the ending, because if you're into the lore, go listen to the album and then watch a video of somebody breaking down the story, because it's really good storytelling and it's not exactly what you think. And there's a little twist and a freezer at the end, and I'll just say that. But I really think it is such great, refreshing artistry. But I will say that this song is the most mainstream. It's like the most recognizable to those outside of the Daughters, that's the fandom, the Daughters of Ethel. And the other sounds are a lot more
sonic.
Yeah, they're very ethereal,
experimental.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like Noah Cyrus's new album, where it's just very like a lot of reverb, a lot of like angelic sounds, and very macabre undertones. But Preacher's Daughter, the entire album, oof. Treat yourself. But it's one of those things that it's like you read the lyrics while you're listening to it, you know?
It's a thinker.
Because I didn't realize that Ethel Cain wasn't the actual artist's name. And she has the stage name and then an entire story that's like completely fictional, but based on Hayden's actual life. I don't know. Just like a big fan, big daughter over here. And that's all I can say about that. So that is... what was the song? Oh, American Teenager by Ethel Cain. I feel like mostly everybody's heard it, but treat yourself. Give it a little listen. So what's your camp song?
My camp song this week is Because I Love You by Hallie of Chloe and Hallie.
Oh, classic.
The sisters. Hallie was Little Mermaid. Is that all ringing a bell now in the remake? They were like, they're sisters who have a lot of music together, but they've done independent projects. And this song specifically called Because I Love You came out in 2024. And I heard it when I was driving back and forth to New York for work this week. And it was like, I was in the car for 11 hours. I can't even talk about it. It was insane. Like, it was the worst drive of my life. I left here before 5 a.m. and I didn't get there till my photo shoot time at 10. It was just like, oh my God. So I was like going crazy, and this song just came on like a playlist, and I had never heard it before, and it is so good. This is not the Disney princess you may know from Under the Water here. This song is for the freaky gals who have a couple drinks and they get frisky with their man, and they're like, you know what? I am in control. I am a hot girl. Like, it's so good. Like, that song is for us. Okay. I'm gonna just give you a couple of the lyrics. I got drunk the other day. It was my birthday party. 2 drinks down and I'm trying to get naughty. 4 drinks down. Now I'm grabbing on you gnarly. There I go again. Yeah. I love this part. Roof off the Maybach, climbing on the dash. And yes, I did that because I wanted a reaction. I do a lot of things for reactions.
You do.
So she goes, you ain't used a girl that can make it high fashion. Fucking with a 10. Amen. I'm like, oh, guys, this song, so good. I'm like lighting up thinking about it because it's like so fun. Wasn't as impactful for me when I watched the video, because sometimes YouTube, it's like the radio where it's like, where's the bass? I need it. Like, it's really good in the car.
I'm sorry, you're looking for the bass boosted version?
I know. I needed like, I need like the layers.
Yeah, and you had me sat and you were like, okay, you need to listen to the song. And I will say it's one of those songs that you even if you don't know the words, you just are already grooving to. Like, you cannot not move your body.
Oh, because I love you, babe. Love you, babe. Love you, babe. I love you, babe. It's like so easy to like bop around to. It's so hot. It's so sexy. It's so fun. It's so
She's so hot. I love her.
I love the Bailey girls.
Me too.
They're so fun. But yeah, that's my song of the week, Because I Love You. And that's the end of the first episode in the new stew.
Yes.
It's gonna take a minute for it to come together, but it will.
It
Just
is.
be patient, please.
Yeah, we are also soundproofing it. So if it's a little echoey today, just know it's because I did not buy enough of those little styrofoam squares. And then I actually bought like 200 extra. I bought them and they were vacuum sealed. Opened it. They popped out like Pringles jumping out of a can. What are those? Oh, no, you know the snake in a can?
Yep, that's what it was.
That's how it happened. And then I had to get them back in there because I had to return them, but more coming along the way. That's neither here nor there. But what is here and there is you. So thank you for tuning in. We would greatly appreciate it if you give us 5-star rating and review anywhere that you're listening to this absolutely stunning, fabulous, amazing, sexy, sparkling program that we love to offer to you. Free, of course. So keep that in mind when you're giving us a 5-star. I love you guys so much. You guys are so hot and so sexy. No matter where you are, Cam City Bird, it's a state of mind.
We'll see you next week. We'll see you the week after. And with that being said,
Lights out, campers.